Hello, Alex.
Hi, Audrey. Welcome back.
So I've watched the lesson, and how do you feel about it? How did it go?
Well, I'm happy that we finished everything. This lesson, I think, I think like the others, it went fine. I have good relationship with the students. I challenged them. I think learning happened. We had fun. They were engaged. So I think it went okay.
Okay, that's good. And this is the last session with
Mm-hmm.
our talks, and we've been through a whole 10 insects in task in
Yes.
task standards. So that's a lesson. How did you feel about that?
Um, all the standards, I think that when I'm planning the lesson, I'm considering how to incorporate all the standards. But then whenever, you get into the lesson, it kind of slips your mind. Um, so you can't pinpoint every single standard, but the main ideas, I think how I'm planning, how I'm challenging students, how I'm making them think, how I'm using my own content knowledge, all of those and different teaching strategies, all of those things kind of come out um, in the lesson, and sometimes planned, sometimes just instinctively. So even if I think I addressed all of the standards in this one lesson, but definitely over the course of the the lessons we've been speaking about, I really think I've been able to um, uh, address all the standards. Especially, I mean, and in the last two standards about leadership and being an ethical teacher, as the academic director, it's like I take those things on no matter what.
Okay. And you actually mentioned before about, there's the standards or instructions about physical movement in the classroom.
Yeah.
Do you think you have done that?
Uh, no, well,
It's
because
an online course, probably a
yeah,
little bit difficult.
that's what we were talking about. Is that the course instructor from um, Teach Now said that I should try to do some physical activities in the online class. And I thought about it and I wanted to do it, and then I didn't do it. So I think that, again, like what you observed, you didn't see it in the class. And there are many ways to do this. I told you about that. I don't know why I didn't do it. I think I just forgot. But in my offline classes and in my other online classes, or not my other online, I think in online, the time, even though it can be long, there's just so much to get through. So it's like I try to get through it. I don't even think about that movement piece, but I should. But in my offline classes, we're always moving.
Yeah, I think it's good because you are very experienced in teaching, and with all the reviewing all the standards and detailing. I think even as a experienced teacher, we should be always remind the areas, the details we should pay attention to. I think probably that's very good. Yeah.
Well, it's probably the one of the best things I took away from the course is just focusing on those details and looking deeper into my teaching instead of it just being so routine and doing the same things. It allowed me to focus on specific areas that I think helped me.
Okay. And in terms of differentiation, actually, I noticed that, by the classes going, and you can see the strong student actually is really strong, and the weaker student, is you can see the difference. You can see the gap between the strong student and the weaker student. Although the weaker student, they are still good. They fit to the level, but there's difference is actually getting bigger.
Yeah.
And how do you think about it?
Online class is actually really difficult because you can't slow the class down so much. And for this particular class, it was a big challenge. And so whenever I am, considering like learning differences of the students, it requires extra planning. So I'm always thinking about this specific class, how to deal with those few students who are much, much higher. They're not much higher, but they're much stronger. And if the whole class were like that, we would go very fast. But we have half the class that are at level, so it moves much slower. And there's one area in this particular class that I pointed out a couple times in my reflection is that one of the very strong students, he finished the writing activity about like sequencing, like first, then, next, finally. He finished that in like 30 seconds, and the other students, it took like a few minutes. And so I just shifted, and I brought him into the classroom, and I started asking him questions. One of the questions was about his bird. I said, "Tell me how you feed your bird." And so then he said, "First, then, next, finally." And so while he was doing that, then the other students were able to finish. So always considering it, but I wasn't planning for that, so I just did it.
Okay. I think that's good. It's been a few months, and we've been chat a lot. And while watching your class, actually, I'm also learning. That's really good, and thanks for that.
Yeah, it's good. I'm grateful for the school to help me do this, and I think it will help the school as well.
Yeah, that's good. We learn from each other. Thanks for that.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.